Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and oh my god, welcome to patch 6.5. We were Scopely was so close to get me to do a praise video. I was pretty much going into this patch. I was pretty much ready to do that, and then I found out all of the things that happened in this patch and all the things that we're going to be talking about in this video. We're going to be talking about the good. There's some good things here. The bad and the ugly. Because it gets really, really effing worse. And there's a lot of slippery slopes in here that we're going to need to talk about as far as character releases go. And we're going to need to talk about why these are very player-unfriendly decisions. So if you're ready, strap in and let's boil this down. So let's start with the good. Let's start with some happy. Is these things. These new, I mean, they're not out yet. Hopefully it'll be out by next week. Because that'll be the start of November, which kind of is their farmable character. Now, if you watched my other video, I kind of thought they'd have another, but turns out that maybe Wong and these characters are going to be the farmables for November. That's okay, actually, because there is so many of them that they're being made available. These are some of the ones that I have found through MSF.gg. The information is there. So I kind of went the other way around, but for villains, you have Bishop on 1-3, you have some Teal BCs on 1-6, you have Kitty on 1-9, Sharon on 2-3, Cloak on 2-6, Cersei on 2-9. And then for heroes, you have Wong on 1-3, Emma on 1-9, Hela on 2-3, Maria on 2-6, and Madeline Pryor on 2-9. So as far as new characters, we have Cersei at 2-9 villains, Wong at Heroes 1-3, which is pretty early on in the new campaigns, so that's good. Emma on 1-9. So if you still need her, I guess because she's not in the Milestone 3 orb anymore, right? And then Madeline on Heroes 2-9, who is another unfarmable character. So we have quite a few characters. I believe there's 10 characters, for better or for worse, being added to these campaigns. Now, the requirements for these is, it says you just need heroes and villains. So I don't think that they're traded. However, I'm not guaranteed that that's the case. But it says recommended level 75, 7-star gear 10+. So that doesn't sound too bad. And especially for the Heroes campaign, which is where you're going to get Wong, because I think that's probably one of the more important ones in there. Of course, Cersei's important too on Villains 2-9. So you're going to want to get through both. And hopefully it's not too difficult. And hopefully it's not traded every single 3 nodes like it is for Do More. So that's part of what I believe is to be some of the good that's going to be happening this patch. And hopefully we're not waiting too long for this to happen. Okay, some of the other goods, there's not very many. I do want to point out that the costumes for this patch actually look pretty cool. There's also one that wasn't told to us, and that is going to be, and I'll show you really quickly. It's actually for Drax. Has a winter holiday sweater. Now, Drax is a load of crap because he sucks. However, it's still a pretty fun costume, and if they ever do rework Drax in the future, it's kind of a neat little costume there. We also have ones for Magic. You've probably seen the one for Iron Man, and of course the Magic one is the Midnight Suns one for the game that's allegedly coming out in December as well. So if you have a really well built out Magic, then this is actually pretty cool. And the designs, the art team just blows it out of the park. And I do want to give them a little nod before we get into the bad and the ugly. But as far as the newer characters go, the models, aside, I'm not a big fan of the Stone Age Black Panther. We'll talk a little bit more about him. But the other characters look pretty good. Yeah, I just find it's kind of boring, but it is what it is. Dark Beast, of course, I think looks pretty good as well. I like the model. Now, you could say it doesn't look too much different than other beasts, but the way that he poses is different. I like Iron Man Zombie's appearance. We're going to get deep into him. And then, of course, we have Nakia. And I don't know why I'm flipping through negative here. Mr. Nakia. Nakia, really do like the armor. It's hard to see. It's a little bit blurry in with this picture here. But the model for the Wakandan armor, I think, is pretty rad. So, that is the good. Now, after the first 4 minutes, we're going to get into the bad. And it is pretty bad, and you could mix and match the bad and the ugly, to be honest. I don't know which one's worth talking about first, but yeah, I had them in the wrong order. So we're going to talk about... Oh, sorry, this is still part of the good. Actually, we have one more good thing, and this is actually the kits for Greg and Zombie Iron Man actually got improved from what we saw in the blog post. Actually, Greg wasn't even mentioned at all. And so if we zoom in a little bit, you can see that, actually, it's important to talk about here. The passive on, as long as you have Zombie Iron Man on War Offense, Greg gets 1 ability energy. And then on his death, flip 2 negative effects into positive effects and apply immunity for all, basically undying allies. So Hela and Zombie Iron Man get immunity when he dies. Now, that ability energy is really important because it means that on turn 1, that whenever Gregs take their turn, that they can blow up. And when they blow up, they revive once if Zombie Iron Man is on the field. So this is crazy. And this was not mentioned in any previous blog post, which I think is pretty important. But there we are. So even better. And also, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. You can just go around blowing up, clearing the Revive Onces. So that's how you're going to get through Dormhold and other Revive Once teams. Very, very cool. Zombie Iron Man, I thought I had... Oh, yeah, I do actually. So this is Zombie Iron Man's kit on MSF.GG. So his special... Actually, let's start with the passive. So now he gets speed up. Where is that? Right here. On War Offense, on spawn. If Hela is an ally, gains speed up. If you watched my previous video, then you would have said that it looked a bit strange because Hela had a speed of 110 and Zombie Iron Man has a speed of 109. So this fixes the problem. So he's going to go first, and then he's going to land his special, which is going to land a shit ton of debuffs, and then even more. On War Offense, if Hela is an ally, apply Trauma for 2 turns, and then gain Safeguard for 2 turns. So this is new. This was not mentioned in the blog post either. So he's going to apply all of these, and then Hela's going to spread it. So really, really powerful. Although keep in mind that turn order is only going to be in War Offense. It's not going to be in Cosmic Crucible because, well, the speed up is only happens in War Offense. So that's still part of the good. The bad. Okay, let's close that down so I don't get confused. The bad is this stuff. So the Nokia campaign event, I almost want to say Nokia because of the phone, but it's Nokia. And it's going to require... Is it here? No, it's down here. Okay, so her campaign event, it used to say in the patch notes, you'll need a top squad of Wakandans. No, you need War Dog characters. So basically, if you don't... Presumably the release order is Zombie Iron Man, which we have now, or is available now. Black Panther, we're going to talk about him as well. And then Nokia, and then Dark Beast, presumably. So you have Shuri, you have OG Black Panther, and you have Okoye. So that's 3 characters that you have for her event, not including Nokia if you don't buy her, and then not including Black Panther if you don't buy him. So, but P.S., Black Panther, Stone Age, he is going to be the month-long event for November. Okay, and there's a reason why I didn't think that this was going to happen. Like, when I did my other video, logically, I thought that all of that was going to be the case. I did not expect Zombie Iron Man to be a Red Star, a Dark Promotion Credit Red Star exclusive. I thought that we were going to get him in the Red Star Orbs, and then therefore the timeline would be really, really tight to release a month-long character. But now that Zombie Iron Man is in the Red Stars, is in the Dark Promos, now that frees up the Red Star Orb to now release an offer probably in the next couple of days for Black Panther Stone Age, and then that's going to be the case for that. So really disappointed that they're still carrying on. Not entirely surprised, but I was really, really hoping, and that was going to be the praise video if there was no month-long event, because so many of us are just exhausted by this. But we really need to talk about this, because before, for event campaigns, you used to have upwards to 20 characters. You know, for the Spider Weaver event, I honestly think it was 4 rows in the roster, upwards to 20 characters that you could use that were available for this. Maybe 16, I can't remember, but there was more than 15 for sure. And now it's been reduced to 3. It would have been reduced to like 6 or 7 if it was Wakandan, but now it's not Wakandan, it's War Dogs, which is even tighter. So you have Black Panther, Okoye, and Shuri, just a reminder, and of course the other 2 of which are not available free to play. For the month-long event, it's going to take at least 3 weeks to get enough points to be able to even unlock the characters free to play, because he's 100 shards. So whether or not you're actually going to have Black Panther Stone Age, that's what I'm calling him, 10M Black Panther, what it's still really long, you know, you're not necessarily going to have him for this event. So that's really fucked up, and this is a really slippery slope because they're making this very unfriendly for newer and mid-game players. If lucky for me, I have a Gear 16 Shuri, and maybe she's going to carry the fights, but if you want to do heroic difficulty, which is the third difficulty, where you're going to get, that 4 or 5 star character a lot easier, then this is what you're going to have to do. And if you don't have these characters, then you're stuck to hard mode, which is really just 3 star. I think it's very hard to get 4 star out of the hard mode now because they have finite fragments. Those of you who were under level 72 or whatever, or 70, 71, 68, I don't remember when heroic unlocks, but anyways, in hard mode, the nodes are finite for how many fragments you get, and for those of you who have done that, then you probably know that you're only going to get roughly a 3 star character. So you really do need to farm that heroic difficulty to get to the 4 or the 5 star, and this seems a lot harder in forcing people to level up a couple of characters rather than a choice of like 15 to 20, which was a lot more player friendly. So they're really going the opposite way. This is a slippery slope. So if event campaigns continue to be this way, then they're going to have characters that are related to said character that you're going to have to gear. So if any of the Death Seed characters, or if any of the other Death Seed characters are event campaigns next patch, then you might have to use Death Seed. It's just an example, right? In that event. And I don't like this. I don't like how every patch we might have to use that team to just unlock or do the event campaigns in heroic difficulty. It's fucked up, and it's really backwards. So that's the bad. That's one of the bads. Let's talk about the worst. This is the worst. This is the worst, I think. And this is the Zombie Iron Man release. What you're seeing here is the dark promotion credit cost of Iron Man Zombie. He's 500 for 1 red. You could see that Red Hulk is 300 for 2. Okay? This is a 66% difference, even at the 2 red level for Red Hulk. So I don't know what the other... I haven't found photos because nobody shared it with me. What 2, 3, 4, 5 red zombie Iron Man is going to be. And by the way, it caps out at 5. You can't go higher than 5 at this moment. But boy, this is a very heavy cost for just a 1. It could actually be similar to Ultron, where it goes up by 500 every level. I think that's what it is. Maybe, maybe not. And so if that's the case, then you could be like 1,000 for 2 red zombie, 1,500 for 3 red zombie, 2,000 for 4. Maybe it goes up faster than that. I don't know. I do know that I believe that the Horseman characters are 1,200 for a 5 or a 4. I think it's for a 5. I think it's 1,200 for a 5 for a Horseman character, which means the scaling of Zombie Iron Man is going to be something we have never seen before, and it's going to be absolutely crazy. Okay, and his event does, actually, before we look at that, his event does start tomorrow. Okay, so or whenever you're watching this video anyways, it's going to be here at the Trick or Treat, and it has basically the Trick or Treat, which is the limited time event campaign, of which we don't know how many days it's going to be. And then we have the Zombie Party, which you need to have Zombie Iron Man unlocked in order to do this. We're going to talk about what you get. So you guys probably got the Chromium in your mail so that you can get him to Gear Tier 13 once you do unlock him. Let's talk about the actual levels. So you do get some fragments here. These are the Undead Genius Orb fragments. Apologies for the cutoff here on the frame. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. And they're not very difficult. Like, this is the first level. It's a level 28 Green Goblin. There's 5 total. It does scale up fairly fast. The second level is a Ghost Rider here. They're level 65. And again, the fragments that you can farm. Level 3 here is Red Skull at level 75 with Abomination and Morbius. Level 4, we have Moon Knight with Cloak and Daredevil at level 85. And then level 5, we have a solo Dormammu, level 90, 151k. And they all give 45 Undead Genius Orb fragments that you can farm, and it's guaranteed per attempt. What I don't know is I don't know how much energy, if it's going to be the same event energy that we use for event campaigns, so 10 for 1 attempt, and then you farm 5 of all 5 levels, and then that's it, which would suggest that maybe you're only going to get 1 orb per day. And again, I don't know how long this event is going to last. So there's a couple of questions that I have that I don't know. I have set up this very rudimentary spreadsheet table. There's a couple of things I want to know. I want to know what the energy timer is. The estimated value of the Undead Genius Orb is 9.44. This is skewed a bit because there's a 180 drop. It's similar to those 675 core orbs, so that's why. But you're probably going to get a 6, 8, or a 10 drop. That's what's most likely here. And then, of course, there's 5 nodes. We get 45 frag drops per energy cost. And I don't know how much this is going to cost. So I don't know how much you're going to be able to farm of the fragments per day. So tomorrow there's going to be another video where we go over that. Just after 2 o'clock, I'm gonna math it out really quickly. I'm gonna record the video and put it out for you guys. So keep an eye out on the channel for that, so you guys can figure out how many total orbs are available and what the estimated shards are going to be for Zombie Iron Man. And the reason why I'm saying that, we're going to get to the zombie party as well, is because the offers that are currently available, if you're thinking about it at all, about spending for Zombie Iron Man, expire in 2 days, or it should be on Friday at 2 p.m. So you have until Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific to buy these offers if you're considering them at all. I'm not going to say whether or not you should do it or not. I'm just saying that you have until that. And I think some of the important information is knowing how many shards you're going to get free to play, or you should get free to play. That way you can maybe compensate with an offer if you so desire. I'm not suggesting that you do that. But I do want to go back really quickly to the missions. These are the zombie party missions and what you're going to get. So this is where you're going to get the extra chromium to upgrade them. So this is the first mission, and you're going to get 24 of the superior chromium. That's going to get you to gear tier 14. We have enough to get them to gear tier 13 right now. The second mission, that's going to get you to gear tier 15. That gives you 25 more chromium, and they're level 75. So that's not super challenging there. Actually, you know what? It looks very similar to the first missions, because they're the same enemies. Now that I'm looking at it again, I'm wondering if you can only do this with Zombie Iron Man. We'll find out about that as well. And then, of course, you have Dormammu at the very end, which you're going, oh, sorry, not, is this level 4? Where's the chromium? Yeah, the chromium. This is level 4 with Dormammu, and this is going to give you 18 of the 4 augmented chromium. So this is going to give you to tier 16, and then you have to fight Dormammu. I think you might have to solo this with Zombie Iron Man, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense to have to be able to bring all of your normal characters in to kill them, which you just did in the previous missions. I wonder. We'll have to find out, and I'll be very curious. But anyways, this is how you're going to get the extra gear for upgrading Zombie Iron Man, because they're currently not available in the orbs. The orange orb, the purple orb, and the teal orb. So you can't get the uniques in the normal fashion. I don't know how I feel about this. I think it's pretty rough. I think the release method for Zombie Iron Man and the precedence for dark promo credits for a standard character is a little bit sketchy. I think there is a possibility, maybe, the Zombie Iron Man may be a requirement still for Apocalypse, even though we are not being told that, because we weren't told about the dark promotion credits beforehand. So hey, honestly, I think anything is possible at this point, and I think it's just it's not very good. I'm gonna say it like it is. I don't have any better words to say. I think it's kind of ugly, and I'm really disappointed. I was very looking forward to a good, solid patch for once, and I was so close to singing Scopely's praises. Not only that, but of course, like I said, the November month-long event is going to be coming back around, and it's going to be Black Panther here. I call him Black Panther Stone Age, but you can call him whatever you want. Anyways, it's going to be him for November, and who the fuck knows about Mr. Negative? Maybe we'll find out, and I don't even care anymore. So I'm a little bit pissed off. I think we're all a little bit pissed off. And then you guys are going to have to make your own decision about what you want to do with Zombie Iron Man. So that's the end of this video. This could have gone a lot worse. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, but I just wanted to give you guys the facts and let you know what's going on. Good thing is that we have some decent campaigns. I just don't know when they're coming. But there's some good characters on there, for better or for worse. That's about it. That's about all I can say that's good about this patch. That's it. And have a good night, everyone. And I'll see you guys on the next video. So everything Boilon, signing out.